Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's spring football game. It's between your Riverdale Raiders and the Mariner Tritons as these two face off. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's Riverdale football broadcast. This is Nick Rush coming at you high atop the action for tonight's contest. Once again, it's your Raiders taking on the Mariner Tritons as we are just moments away from your first snap of tonight's football game. A nice crowd is on hand. Check this one out. Sure is going to be a fun one here as we are just moments away from our first of four 12-minute quarters. And you have your defense and offensive lines out there on the field. From the looks of it, the Riverdale Raiders will take the ball first, moving from right to left across your computer screen as you tune into tonight's game. From left to right will move the Mariner Tritons, and these two teams will alternate in your second, third, and fourth quarters of play, and we're just about set for football. Here we go. Raiders starting at their own 20-yard line. Shotgun formation for your starting quarterback. Makes the snap, makes the handoff over to 32, moving off to the far right side, who is stopped at around the 25-yard line. It is second down, and we are officially underway for tonight's game. Thanks for tuning in once again. Very nice crowd on hand here, especially when you consider the fact that it is an exhibition game. Nothing counts in the standings tonight, but still fans very happy to see some football back here in Fort Myers, and I'm more than happy as well. So here comes second down. It's another shotgun formation play for your starting quarterback. The snap, and it's another handoff. It looks like curving off to his left side. It's number 32 on the run again across the 35. He is shoved out of bounds in the Raiders sidelines, and the flag will go down on the play. Your first flag of the game, and let's see who it's going to go against here. Well, he made a nice long turn over to his left side, I should say, and he was just shoved out of bounds around the 35-yard line. It's now third down, depending on what this penalty is going to be. It's going to be a holding call against the Raiders offense, and that'll bring them back. That does not help their case in the least bit. Well, after a successful Garnet and Gold scrimmage game last Friday, the Riverdale Raiders take the field as one team as they face off against the Mariner Tritons to wrap up this two-game spring football schedule. You remember, the Riverdale Raiders football team was split into two, and they played Garnet and Gold last Friday night, almost a week from now, as we have another play coming for your Raiders on their first offensive drive of the ball game. It's number 14, throwing off to the far right side, finds a man open, getting caught up there, pardon me, but he's shoved out just short of your first down marker. And I believe that's Nick Buffington coming up with the reception. From what I hear, the junior varsity players are actually out there to start off the game in your first quarter of play. That's what I like about these spring football games. It's that no matter if you're on the junior varsity team or you're on the varsity team, you always get a shot to play in the game. This is more of a warm-up game. Nothing counts in the standings, but still, very exciting moment for all of us here at Riverdale High School. It was hyped all week, this football game. And these students, staff, alumni, they all came out to support. I believe this is going to be a quarterback keeper, and that's going to be a first down Raiders. So a fresh new set of downs as we carry on. 10-16 remains on your first quarter clock, and it's a very noisy atmosphere along with the nice crowd we have on hand here. We have the bands going at it who were not in attendance the last Friday night's game, but hey, they're here tonight. You have the cheerleaders out. Boy, it's like Battle of the Bands here. As the clock rolls on, past 10 minutes now, and your first quarter of play. Once more, we are just underway from Riverdale. Another shotgun formation play. Man in motion from right to left out in front. Your handoff to the left side again. And he's going to be tackled for a loss on the play. It looks like that's number 32 again. And he's dropped for a loss on your play. Well, let's talk about last season, as football is officially back in my thinking. We have spring football going on right now. You have the summer workouts going on shortly after this. And before you know it, in just about 3 months from now, we're going to have your 2015 regular season coming out. So it's a lot more faster than you think, that 2015 regular season. Here's your snap at the 30. Quarterback looks around, moves off to his right side. Now moving forward for another carry of his own. And that's going to be a short gain on the play. It's now third down, Raiders. on this lengthy offensive drive. The Raiders went 5 wins and 5 losses in their 10-game regular season schedule back in 2014. Riverdale defeated teams like Dunbar, Ida Baker, LaBelle, Eastleigh County, and the arch-rival Lehigh Lightning, but they were defeated by the likes of South Fort Myers, Island Coast Charlotte, Port Charlotte, and Fort Myers. So they went 5 wins in their 10 total games. Let's see what they can do in the upcoming season. We have a new batch of players coming out as this is fired down the middle, incomplete, and it is picked off by number 23 for Mariner. He goes chugging down the sidelines to his far right side, and it is picked off by, I believe that's Sergio Morales, and that's a big, crucial way to start off the game for Mariner. Right on their first defensive drive, they're able to pick it off around the 50-yard line, your halfway mark of the ball field. And he's able to drive it upfield for a few extra yards as Mariner starts the offensive drive. And enemy territory once more moving from left to right across your computer screen. So Riverdale cannot convert on their first offensive drive. Let's see if they can retaliate. Ball around the 43-yard line. It's I formation for the Mariner offense on this play. 3 men in the back, now 1 in motion. Here's your handoff for a very short gain on the play. Stopped it around the 40-yard line for a second down Mariner. It's the Riverdale Raiders and the Mariner Tritons to get football action back here at Riverdale, at least for tonight. Our final game until 3 more months, August 21st, is the first regular season game for the Raiders. They'll be playing at Cypress Lake, known as the Panthers. Their first home game, anyhow, will be week 3 of the year, September 4th, versus Palmetto Ridge Bears. 3 weeks into the season, I should say. Another I formation. Fake handoff over to number 24 for his second consecutive carry. He's dropped it around the 30-yard line. And it's Xavier DeJesus coming up with those pair of runs, and that's going to be enough for a first down Mariner. Your Riverdale Raiders wearing their home red uniforms. Well, we have a little bit of a situation we'll tell you just about in a moment. They have white numbers on the front and back, gold pants, and gold helmets. Anyhow, there are some junior varsity players coming in, and they have some different uniforms, well, slightly different. They're practically the same thing, except that their numbers on the front and back are gold instead of white in the varsity uniforms, and look who it is. It's Xavier DeJesus again. It looks like that ball may have been stripped loose, but will be recovered. By the looks of it, it will be Mariner as they move slowly and closer into their offensive zone. Now 6:53 left in your first. Thank you for joining us for some Riverdale Raiders football. And to start off the broadcast, we'll be talking a little more about our previous game last Friday night. The Garnet and Gold scrimmage contest right here at Carl Engel Field. It was quite the game to remember. Here's your quarterback snap, the handoff down the middle to DeJesus again. He's getting a whole lot of attention in this inaugural offensive drive for Mariner. And a flag is down to play. It will go against Mariner anyhow, so a big sigh of relief for the Raiders D as they'll bring it back a few. That's your second flag of the game. So the Raiders now have a little bit of breathing room as they'll back that ball up. Well, the Raiders just almost a week ago, last Friday night, played their annual, once a year, Garnet and Gold scrimmage contest right here at Carl Engel Field. It was a very overcast and cloudy evening here at Riverdale, but we managed to get through regulation as Team Gold came away with a 33-0 victory over Team Garnet. As Mariner tries again, it's second down, ball on their enemy 25. Quarterback gonna take off with it, and he's gonna be dragged down. So it looks like that was right on the line of scrimmage, maybe a minor loss here. Anyhow, although last Friday night's game was pretty cloudy, overcast, we even had a few lightning strikes, and from what I heard, they even canceled the game just a few plays early due to that lightning delay. So it didn't affect us too much, thankfully. But either way, it was pretty interesting. I was just hoping, do we really have to go through a rain delay? Or a lightning delay, I should say. Here in the game of football, rain doesn't really delay a game, but it's lightning since that's a big safety hazard. Handoff down the middle once again. At the round of 25, he's going to be stopped as he just runs himself right into the line of scrimmage. The eye of the storm, I like to call it, as multiple tackles, I should say. They're going to come up with it. It's now 4th down. Let's see what Mariner is going to do here. They have the ball in offensive formation, and it's over the 30-yard line, so it looks like a field goal could be very possible, but it looks like that may not be what they're looking for, and they are going to try to go all or nothing here with a 4th down conversion. Quite a gutsy play very early here in the game, but let's see how it works out. This could be huge for the Raider defense. It's a big botch, a handoff, and he is drugged back, and a big round of applause from the Raider crowd, as this is going to be a turnover on downs for your Raiders as they get the ball back for the 2nd time of the game. You remember it was picked off on the previous drive, but hey, now it's the time to make things right here for the Raiders. Ball on the 25. They're going to get that quick line change out there. Players from both teams are going to switch on the bench. And although it was very rainy and overcast last week, today it's a very nice day. A little warm anyhow, your game time weather, 82 degrees, 67% humidity. Wind is blowing northwest at 4 miles an hour, and there is no, and I repeat, 0% chance of precipitation. The overall forecast is sunny, and it's a great day for football. Sun is shining down off to the right side of my broadcast position. Cheerleaders are giving some support as the Raider offensive line comes back out for the 2nd time of the game once more, going 0 for 1. Both teams are still scoreless here. It's 0-0 between the Raiders and the Mariner Tritons. 4:32 left in your first. It's been a very busy week here in Lee County when it comes to spring football, and here's a big catch. Makes his way across the 50-yard line as a wide receiver is going to come up big with it. From YC, that's number 82 on the play, coming up with a nice catch. And that's going to be a 1st down. And now for the first time of the game, it will be Riverdale's opportunity to make their way into enemy territory and hopefully maybe even get on the board.
Collection, Jacob Nova on the reception.
Shotgun formation, snap at the 50. Your halfway mark of the field as a handoff down to the right side. Gain of about 6 on the play as he'll be taken out of bounds. Well, as I said, busy week for Lee County when it comes to spring football. All the festivities started off actually last night, a Wednesday night football game. Tell me the last time you ever heard anything like that. It took place at Bishop Verreau as the Cypress Lake Panthers came to visit, and they also came away with the victory 38-7. What a memorable night it was for them. Your snap. Quarterback going to take it forward again. He's not afraid to rush the ball. He'll be taken down at around the 35, yep, it will be the 35, just short it looks like. Tonight, including this Mariner at Riverdale contest, there are 3 different games going on. Of course, Mariner and Riverdale, what you are tuned into right now. Meanwhile, Estero is on the road taking on the Evangelical Christian School tonight. That game also started at 7. And another 7 p.m. start time for Ida Baker at Barron Collier. And this is only the beginning, really. We have a whole slew of games going on May 22nd, as well as May 29th, which is next Friday. It's 1st down Riverdale off that last carry. Here's your snap. Looks like we have a different quarterback in there as he makes the handoff. With a short gain, he's stopped just short of the 30. So Riverdale, they're slowly, and I mean very slowly, making their way into offensive ground. As it's 2nd down now. Fans continue to stroll into the night's game. Tickets start at $5 for our football games here at Riverdale High School if you'd like to come out to one sometime. The next play is another shotgun formation. Handoff to 32. That's been a big theme here in the first quarter for the Raiders. Handoff and another short gain on your play. Trying to see where they placed the ball. It looks like that may have been just short of the first down marker here. So I'm going to say it's 3rd and 1. Maybe even inches if I must go there. You can imagine what the next play is going to be shotgun formation. Usually you tend to see shotguns pretty common here in the game of football. Usually it gives that quarterback just a few more seconds to prepare. And this is a screen off to the left side. Man going down the sidelines, number 80 coming up with the catch. He jukes his defenseman and comes up with a touchdown, Raiders. With 1 minute and 41 seconds left in your first quarter of play, a beautiful juke coming from number 80 there for your Raiders. And he puts the Riverdale squad on the board. It's 6-0. And it's Ryan Dixon going to be credited with the great catch. At first it looked like a disaster, if I must say. Quarterback had a botch snap to hit the ground. He's able to scoop it up, make the screen off to the left side, and he's able to juke the defenseman, make his way to the end zone off to the far left side. You'll have the kicker making his way out to the field. And I believe that's going to be Dante Quintella coming up with your extra point. Let's see if they can convert on their first PAT of the game. It's low, deflects off a defenseman, up in the air, but it's going to be just wide to the left, so no good. It is now 6-0 your score, 1:41 left in your first. Riverdale takes the lead. And once again, it's Ryan Dixon coming up with a great reception. We'll take a quick break and come back with some more Raider football right after this. Late in your first quarter of play, it's 6-0. Raiders in the lead over the Mariner Tritons. We continue Riverdale football. It's 6-0 your score. The Raiders in the lead, striking 1 minute 41 seconds left in your first. And Mariner back out on the defense, hoping to tie things up and maybe even get the lead. Fire down the sidelines, far right side. Intended receiver number 13, Amari Haynes. And that's going to go out of play up against the sidelines of the Raiders. If you are just tuning in, thanks for listening. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action of tonight's contest. Spring football action, and it's a great night for some as well. More of a warmer night here anyhow. Of course, that's where the spring comes in. As we get towards those summer months of Southwest Florida. June and July, boy, it absolutely gets brutal here, but hey, let's just think about the moment right now. Playing some spring football here. Great night. There's your snap off the I formation. Handoff down the middle. He is stopped right on the line of scrimmage. There's going to be a nice scrum for the ball here. It may have popped loose. And Mariner will come away with the recovery. But it looks like there may have been a fumble on the play. Let's talk about some of the spring football games going on recently. Like I said just moments ago, May 20th, last night, Cypress Lake defeated Bishop Verreau on the road. 38-7 was your final score. Ball right now is on the 25-yard line. It is 3rd down and 6 to go. And also tonight, besides Riverdale and Mariner, Estero is at Evangelical Christian at 7 p.m. They started, and Ida Baker at Barron Collier got started up at 7 as well. Off to the right side, incomplete. Intended receiver Amari Haynes. He's going to go 0 for 2 on the receptions of the drive, as that, well, he had a good spot for it off to the far right side of the quarterback. Made the leap for it, just goes right through the hands and to the sidelines again.
Folks, we got 46 seconds left in this quarter, which will conclude the...
And now 46.2 is left on your first quarter clock. It's been a very speedy first quarter, I should say. Very lively night here at Riverdale High School. Fans very happy to get back to Riverdale and enjoy some good football. That's the big popular sport here at Riverdale High School. All athletic teams, they get some great attention. But here at Riverdale, boy, football is quite the big deal. And now there might be a penalty on the play, as they're going to actually move the ball forward. And actually, that may be the... It's going to be a punt, I believe. Yes, it is going to be. So they're going to move the ball all the way down to the 40. I was a little caught off guard there. But you do have to remember, this is spring football. A little different rules compared to your regular season. There are no kickoffs. From what I know as of right now, teams just start their drives at around their 20-yard line, their own 20-yard line. And there's no punting either. As you saw there, they were going to punt the ball away on 4th down, and officials just moved it down to the opposite end of the field. And although it's very bizarre to see a football game without kickoffs or punts, it is a good idea that they are considering for the future of football, high school football, National Football League, even college football. This whole thing is over injury prevention. And kickoffs, you have the two teams just coming at each other from opposite ends. So they really just want to make sure that these players are safe and that it's injury-free, because you would hate to lose a player on any game, but losing a player due to injury on a spring football game, oh boy. Keep in mind, this is an exhibition contest. Raiders have the first down as they get back on the offense with a 6-point advantage. Man in motion from left to right. Another shotgun, fires off to the right side, and it is going to go incomplete. Ball dropped around the 30-yard line, and it came up just short. Intended receiver was Paul Johnson. He's a sophomore on the Raiders' offensive line. And they'll go 2nd and 10, ball on the 35. Man behind the quarterback here. Snap and your handoff. Curving off to his right side. He'll get a short gain on the play here. And it looks like that'll make it 3rd down for the Raiders, as that clock is going to start running past 30 seconds left. And let's see what the Raiders are going to do here. 17 seconds left now on the clock. Are they going to try to go for one more play, or will they just call this a quarter? And it looks like, well, they are going to go back to the offensive line, so maybe one more play here to end your first of 4 quarters. Here's your snap. Around the 35, curving off to his left side, firing down, and it's nearly picked off right in and out of the hands of Amari Haynes on the defense, and it goes incomplete as we end your first quarter of play. We'll take another quick break and come back to 2nd quarter football right after a very brief break. 2nd quarter we go. It's 6-0. Raiders in the lead over the Mariner Tritons. Raiders are up by 6 as we head into your 2nd quarter of play. It's a great night for football here at Riverdale High School, and nice crowd on hand. I've said it plenty of times. You're probably sick of hearing it, but to be honest with you, I just cannot get over the great support we have here at Riverdale High School. All fans coming together to support their team in exhibition contest versus Mariner. Here's your snap as Mariner gets back on the offense. Handoff down the middle, and that's going to be a short gain on the play. And that's your first play to 2nd quarter. The head coach of the Riverdale Raiders varsity football team is Damon Jones, who is entering his 2nd season with the school. He went 5 wins and 5 losses with the team last year, as I previously mentioned. Mariner now in control with the ball here. Your snap and a handoff. He is met by a defenseman right there, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain and maybe even a loss on the play. I'll have to wait for the official calling here. And Coach Jones, he's and a big part of Riverdale this season. It's going to be very different for the Raiders in the upcoming 2015 year. I mean, it's going to be a big change for the Riverdale club. They have recently joined a new division, Class 7A District 12, which now consists of only 3 teams, including the Raiders. RHS will share the division with the South Fort Myers Wolfpack and the Gulf Coast Sharks. We'll tell you more in just a moment. Mariner in control of the ball. Off to the far left side, finds a man open, and that's going to be number 8 on the play, Isaiah Derritt.
That's complete to Isaiah Derrick. Dante Quintella on the stop.
Before this large change with the whole division situation, the Raiders represented Class 7A District 11, which held 4 teams including the Raiders. Riverdale shared that division with teams like the Fort Myers Green Wave, the Charlotte Tarpons, the Port Charlotte Pirates, and the Lehigh Senior Lightning. So it makes you wonder, with one less team to compete for in that first place spot, will this be an easy transition for the Raiders? I say not so fast. Tell you why in a minute. It's first down for the Raiders offense. Quarterback is brought down as he made a last-second decision to carry that ball. And he is stopped for second down. South Fort Myers were the stars of Class 6A District 12 as they finished in first place with a 10-win, 3-loss record. Anyhow, Gulf Coast played average football as they hit that 500 win percentage with a 6-win, 6-loss record. But don't count them out either. The Sharks won second place in Class 6A District 13, and they made it all the way to the Florida High School football playoffs. So in my opinion, if Riverdale wants success this season, they're really going to need to step it up and play some good football here. Second down for Mariner in I formation. There's your handoff to, it looks like number 19 off to the right side. He's going to be stopped just short of the line of scrimmage, and great defense coming from the Raiders. On the carry, it looked like Jordan Nee for the Tritons.
Jordan Lee on the scramble to the outside, loses yards on the play.
As we now cross 9 minutes into your second quarter of play. This is an average time football game. As usual, it's going to be 4 quarters, all 12 minutes total. Nothing too different here except for the whole kickoff and punting situation, which I brought up just a few minutes ago if you were tuning in. I formation again. Quarterback rolls out to his left, fires out in the middle. Attending receiver number 17 on the play, Giovanni Garcia. He tried to reach out, had one hand on it, but it was just too far out. It's incomplete, and it looks like that's going to be 4th down now. And it seems like only common sense the Mariners going to punt this ball away. Of course, not literally punt, but rather bring the ball down the field. I'm getting a real kick out of that tonight. Oh, they are? Okay. Okay. A little bit of confusion here, but like I said at the beginning, yeah, junior varsity players in this game. You have varsity players in this game. So there are all kinds of different rules for all of them, but there is going to be a punt this time around the 35. And you'll be stopped from there. So we actually do have a punt there, pardon me, but once again with JV and varsity combining together in this game, it does lead for a little bit of confusion, so I apologize on that. Another interesting thing is that some players on the varsity team have the same numbers as a player on JV, so if I maybe say the wrong name, I apologize on that. For example, on the varsity squad, number 7, Paul Johnson. On JV, you have number 7, Nick Buffington. So if I happen to get these names mixed up, I apologize, folks. But now we have varsity back out on the field as we have a line change. It looks like in that first quarter of play, we had JV, I believe, out there. Here comes varsity in your second quarter. Handoff to the left side from shotgun formation once again. I'll start by saying that your quarterback right now on the field for the Raiders is Daniel Ulmer. He's another sophomore here at Riverdale High School. This is going to be a short gain on the play. Ball spotted on the 40. Raiders still battling in their own zone. Off to the left side. Now past 8 minutes off a rolling clock in your second. All kinds of motion on the offensive line for the Raiders here. Handoff down the middle. He stopped around the line of scrimmage once again at the 40-yard line. Looks like this is going to be at the halfway mark. 3rd and 5 it looks like for the Raiders. Let's talk a little bit about the Mariner Tritons. They struggled back in that 2014 regular season as they won a single game out of their 10 total contests. That one victory was against the Cypress Lake Panthers in their second to last matchup of the year, as they won by a close 10-9 score. They ended the regular season in 6th place out of the 7 total teams. They were just a game out in front of Cypress Lake, who ended with 2 wins and 8 losses on the regular season. As we prepare, third down for the Raiders. At around the 35, screen off to the right side. Number 6, it looks like, for the Raiders, who stretches his way across the 50-yard line, and that's a first down. Riverdale Raiders. On the carry is Jacob Tracy, who will put up a fresh new set of downs, and it looks like on the scoreboard right now, it looks like they cleared off the scoreboard. So as we ended the first quarter play, it was 6-0. Now it's 0-0. So, like I said, we have very unique and interesting rules here when it comes to spring football. So it looks like they're going to clear off the clock. It's 0-0 as the varsity players come out. So, of course, if you've been listening ever since the beginning of the game, then you might know that this is not your average football game, of course.
They came out in motion late.
So from what I believe, it's going to be 0-0 as we are in your second quarter of play. We ended 6-0 once again in your first, and that was the junior varsity players out there competing, and now it's the varsity guys. Pass down the middle. Looks like it's going to be caught for a short gain, maybe dragged back a bit. Maybe a loss. It's now fourth down, and from what I know, it will be punted by the Raiders. Looks like back to kick is going to be number 2, Dante Quintella, who also attempted a PAT back in your first quarter of play. That was no good anyhow, just a little short. This is high up down the sideline to the far right side. Jumps it around the 35, actually tumbling its way down the sidelines and bounds it around the 15 before it actually goes out of play. So that's something that the Raiders, they wanted to see that. There's a few lucky bounces there, and it pays off. And is that a flag down on the field I see? And it looks like it is. You have some officials, 2 of them actually coming together here. Let's see what this is all about. Both teams going to head back to their benches here. There is a flag down still, and right now a third official is going to come in here. So a little bit of confusion among your officials here, as they still discuss and talk this one out. They're going to scoop it up, and it will go against Mariner, I believe. So let's continue football. 5:55 now frozen on your second quarter clock. And let's see where the ball is going to be placed there. It did land it around the 15. Place it around the 10, it's going to go. As the teams start to come back out onto the field. Well, recently we were talking about Mariner and how they were just a game out in front of Cypress Lake, who ended with 2 wins and 8 losses. Now you're probably thinking, well, Cypress Lake, they had the better record. Why aren't they fronting Mariner in that 2014 season? Well, the Panthers had the better overall record, but Mariner had the highest win-loss record against division rivals, which put them on top. Against divisional foes, Mariner went 1-5, and Cypress Lake 0-8. Last season, Mariner played in Class 5A District 14. Before the new year, they will be moved to Class 5A District 12. In the group, they will compete with divisional rivals such as their old rivals Cypress Lake, the Immokalee Indians, the Dunbar Tigers, and the Lely Trojans. And here in Lee County, all kinds of football teams are going to be in different divisions, and that does include the Raiders. So teams may be exposed to some unfamiliar divisional rivals in the upcoming season. Really is going to be exciting for the Raiders. I do have the 2015 regular season put down. I'm sure many of you who are not aware of it are dying to know, so I'll let you know very quick after this play. Stopped at the 25-yard line there. Very close. He just managed to stretch his arms out to the 25 for the carry. And that's going to be a first down for the Mariner offense. Although I should have said this earlier, Mariner, they're wearing their road white uniforms. Blue numbers on the front, blue numbers on the back. That's dark blue. Looks like black pants and white helmets going on. I should have said that earlier when I introduced the Raiders uniform, so pardon me on that. My fault there. And we have another handoff. Looks like that was two linesmen there. That's not something you see every day, but looks like that was what we call a center sneak. And he's going to come up at around the 35-yard line, just short of the first down marker. Ball now on the 34. I really am getting the full high school football experience here tonight. Makes you feel like you're back in August when the season's going to start. So we're going to give it just to you game by game here right after this next play. It's I formation for your quarterback on the play. Looks like that's number 4, Dustin Culver. The Triton quarterback right now fires off to the left side. He tried to dive out at around the 40-yard line. It's too short. Intended receiver is Isaiah Derritt. And it's incomplete again. Third down. Well, 2015 regular season starts off week 1, August 21st at the Cypress Lake Panthers. Here's the funny thing is that the school year of 2015 actually starts on August 24th, but the first football game is on the 21st, so hey, they're not even going to be in the school year of 2015 through 2016 by the time they start playing football. Just a Friday before. Man in motion in the back. Your snap, handoff down the middle, somehow got through the line of scrimmage there, and he's brought down at the 45 for the first down, Mariner.
Once again, Giovanni Garcia up the top for another.
It looks like that was Giovanni Garcia there for Mariner. Coming up with a nice rush as he heads back. Week number 2, August 28th at the North Fort Myers Red Knights. Your Raiders will go and now wrap up that 2-game homestand. Week number 3, their first home game, September 4th versus the Palmetto Ridge Bears. That'll take place right here, Carl Engel Field on the campus of Riverdale High School. Your next play. Handoff to the left side, and he's going to be blocked down for quite a few yards on the loss. So Mariner's going to have to work with a little something now here. It's going to be, after that home opener, you're going to have another 2-game road trip for Riverdale. Week number 4, September 11th at the Dunbar Tigers. Week number 5, September 18th at the East Lee County Jaguars. Week number 6, September 25th versus the Ida Baker Bulldogs. And keep in mind when I say at, I mean on the road, and versus, it's at home. So you wrap up that road trip on weeks 4 and 5 versus Dunbar and East Lee County. Week number 6 will be back at home, September 25th. September 25th, once again, I'm getting caught up here. Boy, what an exciting night it's been. So exciting, it's affecting my speech even at that. Week number 6, September 25th versus the Ida Baker Bulldogs right here at Riverdale. Week number 7, October 2nd on the road at the Gulf Coast Sharks. And week number 8 is going to start off a 4-game homestand to close out the 2015 regular season. Starts off week number 8 once more, October 9th versus the DeSoto County. Week number 9, October 16th versus South Fort Myers Wolfpack, one of their new divisional rivals. Week number 10, October 30th versus Westminster Christian, which I did some research on, and from what I know, that's actually a college all the way out from the Miami, South Florida area. So they're going to be taking quite a road trip to get here to Riverdale when we get towards October. Late in the season anyhow. Here's a handoff from the I formation. Stopped at around the 45 right on your line of scrimmage. Now third down for Mariner. And to close out the season, boys, the two schools, they love this. Week number 11, November 6th, versus the Lehigh Senior Lightning as a part of your Battle of the Bell contest. It'll take place right here at Riverdale High School this season, so that's going to be a huge event for us here at RHS, and it alternates. 1 year, Lehigh would host Battle of the Bell. Next year, it will be Riverdale. Last year, it was Lehigh, of course, as you can put together. Riverdale came away with the win. That was their third consecutive win versus Lehigh. So that bell, it's been home to stay. And the Riverdale front office, number 4 it looks like on the carry. I apologize if I'm saying that often. If it looks like, if it appears, I apologize if that's becoming a bit of an annoyance here. So I'll do my best to stop that, and I'll apologize if that's become a bit of an inconvenience. But hey, you just gotta move on. Last thing you want to do is annoy your audience. And there may be some future games scheduled on that 2015 regular season as well, because we have 6 home games but 5 road games. I'm just going by last season, but we had a total of 10 regular season games, 5 at home, 5 on the road. So it was even between the home and road games, and there has to be one more game added onto the road side of things if they're going to go by that format. Of course, I could be incorrect. Flag's going to go down on the play, and it will be a false start against Mariner, and that's going to drag them back into their own zone, just short of that 50-yard line, as we now cross 2 minutes to play in your second quarter. A little bit of a delay here before your next play. And here we go. Linemen are down. I formation. Snap is back as it is 4th down. They're going to punt it away. Nice line drive downfield. At around the 15, it's going to be recovered, but it's a rough one as he goes down at around the 10. Had a hard time scooping up that ball, but the good part is that the Raiders at least have possession, and maybe they can strike first in the second quarter of play with 91 seconds left in your first half of play. We'll take a very quick break and come back with more Raider football right after this, live from Carl Angle Field. Raider football continues with 1 minute and 31 seconds left in your second quarter and first half of play. Here's your shotgun snap. Fires off to the right side, finds the man open. And that was a very impressive catch coming from Jaquez Dickerson as he just sprawled out, coming up with the catch off to the far right side of that Riverdale quarterback. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is incomplete. Correction. My fault there. His back was facing my direction, so a little bit of confusion there, but I'll apologize for that. If it was a catch, that would have been a good one, though. So he had to lean out for that ball as it's incomplete once again. If you did not catch it the first time, fire off to the right side. Look who it is. It's Dickerson again, and he's going to come up with it at around the 30-yard line. So he couldn't make up for it that last time, but he comes up with it the next time. Short of the 30, it's first down Raiders. He definitely caught that one. Able to keep his balancer. And lands at the 30, 1st and 10. Clock now running with 1:06 down the far right sideline. And look at that. Was that a catch? You have got to be kidding me. Are they really going to call that a reception? It looks like that was... Well, there I go saying it again. Looks like that was... Nope, that was, for a matter of fact, Deshaun Lane coming up with a nice catch down the far right sidelines. It was a big pass. It looks like it went right into the hands of that defenseman and right back into the arms of Deshaun Lane, coming up with a nice grab, and Raiders back in enemy territory down the sidelines, and that is going to go incomplete. That was just wide receiver versus defenseman there for that ball, and it goes incomplete Out of play towards the corner of the end zone. Officials will grab that one back up. 43.9 now left as the clock is frozen as a result of that incomplete pass. So I'm just thinking, how great of a reception that was from Deshaun Lane, number 5. I mean, you heard it. Fans got a nice enthusiastic response from that. I'm just still wondering how he got up with that. Defenseman was right in front of him into his hands. Deflects out and into his. It was something you had to see to believe. Quarterback running off to the left side. Defenseman after him. He'll be blocked off. Fire down towards the corner. And a man will be found for your first down, Raiders. And Jacob Tracy will come up for your Raiders first down. As the Raiders get closer and closer in the enemy territory. 33.5 seconds now left in your second quarter of play. And I'll say this again, at the end of the first, it was 6-0, but in the second quarter of play, it was wiped off the board here as the varsity players took the field. And it was the junior varsity guys coming out there to begin your first. So like I said earlier, spring football really is special for everyone. JV players going to get out there, varsity players as well. Everyone gets a chance out to the right side, quarterback taking off with it. Going to get a gain on the play, and he's going to be wiped out by 2 defensemen. Clock's going to run towards 22.9 seconds, and there's going to be a timeout called by the Raiders, their first of 3 in your first half of play. And both teams are going to head to the sidelines, and we're going to take another step away and come back with your, well, possibly the conclusion of your second quarter of play. We'll see right after this. We are now in the final minute of play here in your second quarter. Raiders have it in the offensive zone, and now there'll be another stop here. And there's going to be a second timeout called by the Raiders. Okay, so we'll stay back on here. If you're just joining us, it's 22.9 left in your second. And the spring football contest between the Riverdale Raiders here at home, Carl Engel Field, versus the Mariner Tritons here. Thank you for joining us. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action. Very intense first half of play. Fans loved it. I've been enjoying it up here in the press box as well. And there were a few mistakes by me up here in calling the game, and I apologize for that. But either way, I'll try to call this game to the best of my ability, and I hope you all enjoy this great football game we have out here between these two fierce competitors. Riverdale comes back out onto the offense. Deep and opposite territory. Ball at around the 15. Quarterback on the shotgun formation. Man in motion from left to right. And there will be another stop just right before the snap. And what's this going to be? A little bit of confusion here on the play. And they are going to move the ball back a few yards, so that may have been a false start call against the Raider offense. That is going to be. So they're moved back about 5 yards. Let's hope that does not affect them. It's second down. Fire up to the far right side. Number 1 barely going to come up with the catch. And that's going to be number 1, Daniel Malivert, coming up with the reception. His first of the game. And he made that in the middle of falling down to the field as well. And it's incomplete again. Oh my goodness. I apologize, folks. Having a rough time with that. I fumbled again. Okay, so it's third down. You know what's so interesting is that play was very similar to the last time that type of thing happened. Had the wide receiver going down. But hey, first night on the job, what can you do? Oh, that goes right through the hands, and it is incomplete. 14 seconds now left in your second quarter clock. Right now your time is 7:54 p.m. here from Fort Myers, Florida. This game beginning just around 7. At the 25, down to the left side, and that's going to go incomplete. Deflects off the hands of a defenseman, but a flag is going to be brought down on the play. So we'll be getting the call from that in just a moment. 10 seconds now left. Very crucial call here for the Raiders. Depends if they will advance. And it looks like they will go up a few yards. So that's a good conversation for them with the officials. Ball spotted at around the 10. And the Raiders are going to have 10 seconds to work with here before we run out of time in your second quarter of play. Your snap, rolling off to the right side, to the end zone, and it bobbles out of his hands. He was right towards the edge of the end zone, towards the goal line, and it just goes right into his hands, right back out. Now 5.4 left on the clock. And they will head back to the offensive line. As things are now starting to calm down here at Riverdale High School. The Mariner Tritons, they've taken a 34-minute bus ride to get to Riverdale High School for tonight's contest. They came across the bridge from Cape Coral. And now as we head towards your final seconds of the second quarter and first half, let's talk about Mariner a little bit. Like I just said moments ago, traveled quite a few minutes to get here to the game. Some facts about Mariner. It's a high school, a public institution out of Cape Coral. It was established in 1987. Almost a year ago, in May 2014, the school held 1,485 students. The Tritons' arch rivals are the Cape Coral Seahawks, a school just approximately 11 miles away from Mariner. Many notable athletes have graduated from Mariner, including Ernest Graham Jr. and Greg Spires from the National Football League. Well, still on to 10. Second down for the Raiders. Trying to attack that end zone. Looking for that first touchdown of the quarter. Can they get it? Time down to 2 seconds. What's he going to do? It runs out, and he is brought to the ground to end your second quarter of play. So that's going to do it for your first half, and we have now reached halftime. And what a first half it's been here for Riverdale. JV guys came out in your first quarter of play. They brought in a touchdown. Varsity came out to play a little bit in your second quarter of play, and we are just about heading to halftime, so we're going to have a little bit of a brief intermission here as we continue with more Riverdale High School football as they take on Mariner as they start heading towards the locker room areas. We'll have your quick break. Come back with more Riverdale football with your second half and your third quarter right after this, live from Riverdale High School. We are back and we are ready for your third quarter and your second half of play, live from Carl Engel Field at Riverdale High School as we head to another fresh new 12-minute quarter in today's spring football game between the Riverdale Raiders and the Mariner Tritons. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play action for tonight's game. My first night up here has been a pretty good one, so we hope you're enjoying tonight's contest as well on your computer screen. Your first play for Mariner as they move from right to left. Across your screen will be a simple handoff out in front for a short gain. It's now 8:18 here, your time, the start of your second quarter here from Fort Myers, Florida, Riverdale High School, the location. I will say it again, and it's a great night for football. You actually have the sun starting to fade, and it's actually making for a very cool night here at Riverdale. For the entire first half, we had that sun coming at us through the windows here in the press box, and you can already feel the warmth, but now it's just a cool start to your third quarter of play. It's another rush down the middle, and they'll be stopped just short of the markers. And we'd like to remind you that it's 0-0, and this spring football game, some pretty different rules to it. And I could be incorrect, possibly, but from what I know is they wiped the score at the end of the first quarter. Riverdale did bring in a touchdown, but it was wiped off the board immediately at the start of your second, so I believe they just do refresh the clock for that new second quarter. But we're in the third now here, and it's 0-0 on your clock. Right now, he stopped on the line of scrimmage, maybe even dragged back a little, and that's your third down attempt for the Mariner offense. Raider defense has been holding in fairly well today, I must say. They have been keeping Mariner off the board tonight as they are scoreless, but right now, score isn't really a big factor in tonight's game. It's spring football. No stats are being taken here. That will wait for the regular season, which starts in August. As I mentioned back in your first half of play. Now over 10 minutes remaining on your clock. 2 minutes into your third. High formation as fans start filing back to their seats here at the conclusion of your halftime. It's another handoff. Actually was a first down originally on that previous play, and now it's second down as he is stopped for a short gain on your play. Spring football schedule I talked about yesterday and today, but what about some of our future games here in Lake County? Tomorrow night, which is a Friday night, that's your usual night of the week for football. I said this earlier, but Thursday and Wednesday night high school football games, usually not something you hear too often about, especially in the regular season. All high school games are played on Friday, unless if there's some type of delay or a postponed game. This is a run and a first down for Mariner. Runner is going to be dropped down at the 50-yard line. Giovanni Garcia is going to be on to carry, playing the fullback on the Mariner team. And he's going to bring it to the halfway marker of this field. May 22nd, tomorrow night. This is quite the mouthful, so bear with me, but I'll try to read them off the list very quickly. Here starts off. Well, I'll just say this. A majority of the games start at 7 p.m. Two of them I'm going to read off start at 7:30. So a lot of 7 o'clock, so bear with me here. Gateway Charter at Lemon Bay at 7. Palmetto Ridge at East Lee County. North Miami at Naples. Nova at Golden Gate. Lely at Blanche Eli, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sarasota at Gulf Coast. I'll tell you the rest of the schedule after this play. It's a handoff, and that'll get them across the 50, stop short at the 45. So Sarasota at Gulf Coast, Immokalee at Lehigh, South Fort Myers at Charlotte. And this is where things start changing up for your final two games. Fort Myers at Island Coast with a 7:30 start time. And North Fort Myers at Sarasota Riverview with a 7:30 p.m. first snap. So very busy day tomorrow night. Tonight's game is just one of 3 going on. Estero at Evangelical Christian playing their game at 7 as well, just like we are here at Riverdale. As well as Ida Baker at Barron Collier, who also had that 7 o'clock first snap. Here's another carry by 17. He stopped just short of the 30. He's been pretty popular on that offensive line today. Giovanni Garcia. He's had quite the action in the first half and also to start off your third. Ball coming down around your 33. Mariner in the offensive zone here. Looking for their first points on the board. Haven't been able to convert in the first nor the second. Offensive line is down here. It's shotgun formation. Quarterback all by himself. Actually, no, it will be an I formation. Correction. Here's your handoff, and down the middle, and a flag is going to go down on the play. So that was an I formation handoff down the middle. Stopped in the line of scrimmage, and the flag's going to hit down on the play. So, like I said, first night on the job, and a few errors, or I guess you could say fumbles by me calling this game tonight, so I apologize for that once again, but I'd like to thank you fans for bearing with me here tonight. And I'm sure I'll get into the swing of things by 2015 regular season. Our final game for about another 3 months here at Riverdale High School. And it's going to be a holding call against Mariner. Drags them back to around the 39-yard line as they have lost a few on the play. May 29th, as we continue on with your spring football schedule. That's next Friday. There are 3 different games going on. Dunbar at Cape Coral at 7. LaBelle at Southwest Florida Christian Academy at 7. And Marco Island having a jamboree contest at 5. That's the first game to start on the day, as this is a screen pass off to the left side, goes incomplete and tumbles its way to the sidelines. Intended receiver on there, Isaiah Darrett, a wide receiver for Mariner offense. Marching bands now making their way back out into the stands as you hear them warming up the drum line. They really contribute in bringing the energy here to these high school football games. We move on, 6:29, frozen on your third quarter clock. I formation. Fake handoff. Rolls off to his left side, moves down the middle, and he is going to be tackled just short of the 40. Well, there he had a whole lot running through his mind there. Really is a challenge being a quarterback. You need to focus on getting that ball out of your hand with the fewest amount of time as possible. So there was a fake handoff, rolled off to his left side, but there's just only so much he can do. It's now third down and long for Mariner. They found a way to get into the enemy zone as they move from right to left, but right now just things are not working out for them. A Let's Go Raiders chant has gone out here to the stands and the cheerleaders of the game. Quarterback rolls off to the left side, deep down the sidelines, and that's incomplete. What a nice opportunity. He tried to go long there. That quarterback, Caro Junigans. And he comes out to start the third quarter on the Mariner offensive line. Tried to go long, but just came up short as he went down the far left sidelines. And with it being fourth down, you can only assume Mariner's going to punt it away. It's common sense here in the game of football. That's exactly what they're going to do. Punter standing out at around the 45. We await the snap, and there it is. Low. Kick is high. Rolling down the sidelines to the right side, and it's going to head to the end zone. That's going to be a touchback for the Raider offense. They've held in very well here on that defensive drive, and they're going to be rewarded with the touchback. And ball is going to be placed at the 20. And the Raiders own zone, moving from left to right. And your third. And out comes the Raider offensive line for the first time in your third quarter of play, as well as the second half.
Yeah, he skipped the water break.
Shotgun formation for your quarterback. Looks like it's Daniel Ulmer, number 4, out there again. Man in motion from right to left, and a handoff down the middle to your running back. He's shaking off a defenseman, and he'll be brought down again by number 20. So it's been a very successful spring football night here, and we're not even close to it being done. Another 5 minutes left in your third quarter of play, and these two teams gained some good practice and preparation for the upcoming 2015 regular season, and I'm really excited for it. I mean, I have hopes of returning back up here in the press box of Carl Engel Field for your regular season, and I will be your auditory guide for, as of right now, we have 6 home games on the regular season schedule. But the schedule as of right now may not be official just yet. Off to the left side, finds a man open, trailing down, and it's going to be a first down. Tackled out of play on the Mariner benches, just short of your 40. So future additionally scheduled games may be possible. They will be announced at a later time if necessary, so be sure to stay tuned with more information. I know the Riverdale website, their school page, they post up the regular season schedule when we get that new 2015-16 year rolling in. Yep, those marching bands, they're back now. As Riverdale is going to head to the sidelines here, and this is going to be a very quick stoppage as they call a timeout. So Riverdale offensive line in a quick chat here with the coaching staff. And we're going to take a very quick break and come back with more Riverdale football right after this on your home for Riverdale Raiders football. We are back. Raiders continue their offensive drive here, their first of the third quarter. There's your shotgun snap. Fires off to the right side. Tried to find the man open, and that's going to bobble right out of his arms. Brett Abrams was your intended receiver as he gets out there on the wide receiver spot. 4:18 now left in your third. It's scoreless on the board, 0-0 here in this spring football contest. And now it's turning into a beautiful evening here at Riverdale High School. A very colorful sky in the distance. This is very great weather, especially when you compare it to last week with the Garnet and Gold scrimmage game. It was very cloudy, and that was what I would call not a great day for football. But some may disagree with me. Here's a handoff down the middle. He will come up with a short gain as he is tackled up against the sidelines, and he's going to manage to stay in bounds. With now under 4 minutes to play in your third quarter. Well, that was a pretty big concern there in that last Friday game. I was hoping, can we just manage to squeeze out this game before that lightning can get to us? We do have a lightning alert system here at Carl Engel Field, so whenever lightning comes within a 10-mile radius within the school, an alarm will sound off, and that will alert players and fans, anyone out at the stadium, to seek shelter indoors. Down the middle, that's going to be Brett Abrams again at the 45. It's a first down, Riverdale Raiders, as they head into Mariner territory. And there's Abrams with his first reception of your second half. Ball down at the 46. He just managed to find himself in between all those defensemen. He was in a very busy part of the play. He was able to get open, even for just a quick second. He's able to get his hands on that ball. For your fresh new set of downs, it's shotgun formation. Your handoff to the left side, and that may have been a fake, and it looks like it is going to be very sneaky play there from Daniel Ulmer in that quarterback position. Tried to go for the fake handoff, but no can do as he's brought down towards the line of scrimmage area. Clock rolls on. Well, if you're wondering about that last Friday contest, we just managed to get out of that alive and finish regulation. We may have had to lose a couple of plays out of the game because of nearby lightning, but either way, hey, we got through the 4 quarters. That's what matters. Down the left side, it is caught. Touchdown, Riverdale Raiders. You have got to be kidding me. Jacob Tracy coming up with an epic catch down the left side. Beating out his defenseman and just taking a yard. Their first touchdown of your 3rd quarter. That just brought this crowd on their feet. That was a great play. Defenseman right on your back, and you're trying to pick up a long ball pass like that. It's not a very easy thing to do. I can tell you that, and I'm not out there on that field. Dante Quintella coming out to kick for the Raiders. Oh, yeah, the defenseman trying to leap over the line of scrimmage to stop it, but he's not going to get away once. Dante Quintella comes up with the PAT. It's 7-0. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left in your 3rd. This crowd is going nuts at Riverdale High School. Can the Raiders keep up the momentum? We'll see after this. Mariner heading back out to the offense after Riverdale scoring a nice touchdown pass down the sidelines. Here's your handoff for the first play from I formation. He's going to be brought back a few on the loss. On the carry again was Giovanni Garcia. That's probably a name you're very familiar with if you've been listening in ever since the beginning of the game. He's been having a whole lot of attention out there on that Mariner offense. Well, Jacob Tracy, I should say, number 6, there are 2 different Tracys on the team. Number 6, Jacob Tracy, and number 11, Jared Tracy, so I apologize for that mix-up, but it's number 6, Jacob Tracy coming up with a very nice catch down the far left sidelines to bring in your first touchdown of the 3rd, and Riverdale is able to take the lead in this quarter. Here's a handoff, and that just went terribly wrong there. Looks like running back slipped up, and he'll be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Riverdale still managing to keep Mariner off the scoreboard. They've done so in your first half and still in the 3rd as we approach your final minute of play. It's a long offensive huddle here for Mariner. And here we go. 38 seconds now remaining off of the rolling clock. I formation again. And there's your flag on the play, and that's going to be a false start call. You could see actually that was multiple offensive linemen there. They just made a flinch, and that's going to drag them back. That is not going to help the Mariner Tritons case at all in this point as they're struggling to bring it out of their own territory. But you saw multiple linemen flinch there, and it was obvious that's going to cost them 5. Ball on the 14 now. Same formation as the last, down the sidelines, and that's going to be blocked out of the way. Number 7, Paul Johnson, able to hop in the way of that pass and just tip it out in front of the intended receiver. First, it looked like a simple pitch and catch there from quarterback to receiver, but all of a sudden, Johnson able to react quickly there and make the block. 7.4 now left. And your 3rd, it's been a very fast-paced 3rd quarter here. Raiders lead in the quarter 7-0. This could possibly be the Mariner last offensive play of your quarter. And now they're going to head to the sidelines, and there is going to be a timeout on the Mariner benches. So we'll have another quick stop and hopefully an end to your third right after this on the Riverdale Broadcast Network. This is spring football. 7-0 Raiders in the lead over the Tritons. We continue Raider football here as Mariners out on the offensive line, and they're going to punt it away here on 4th down after calling a timeout. That's going to bounce out at around the 45 and into the Raider zone end. Having a tough time picking it up. On the return is going to be Daniel Malivert, and he'll be pushed out of bounds as we have now headed to a conclusion in your third quarter of play. Riverdale 7 and Mariner nothing at the end of your third quarter of play. And right now the Raiders are going to exchange some high fives as they head back to the benches here. Well played game by them thus far in all 3 quarters, and let's see if they can wrap this spring football game up in a high note as we head towards our final 12 minutes of play. You have a great performance out there from the marching band on Mariner's side on the completely opposite end of Carl Angle Field as well. They're playing some loud and proud music tonight. This is the Riverdale Football Radio Network. Thank you for tuning into the game tonight, whether you're just tuning in or whether you've listened to the beginning of the game. Thanks for supporting your Riverdale Raiders tonight as they take on the Mariner Tritons, and we hope you continue to tune in as we head to the regular season in just a few months after the summer. These guys, although it may be a couple months till we get back to the regular season, hey, this isn't going to end for the football players. They'll be going through their spring workouts at the moment, their summer workouts. So for them, the season's just about now starting up. Riverdale on the offense at around the 45-yard line. Here's a handoff, and he's going to ride it down the far right sidelines. Push down just short of your first down marker. Clock stopped just 9 seconds into your fourth quarter and your final 12 minutes of play. And that's going to be a first down Raiders. Very close last play there, up against the sidelines. And it's going to result in a first down, but very close play there to the marker. And it's now spotted at your 45. High formation. Looks like your same quarterback's out there as he makes the handoff over to number 41, Zach Sanders, and Daniel Ulmer. Just as he was in the 30s out there on the field with the Raider offensive line. It's second down. And it looks like we're going to keep that third quarter touchdown on the board here. So coming into your fourth quarter, it's still 7-0, Raiders in the lead. And that does have to do with the JV and varsity player swap once again. Your shotgun snap. Quarterback rolls out to his left at the 50, down to the 40. Finds a man open to the 35 before he's pushed out. And again, it's Jacob Tracy. You remember he was the one that came up with that great touchdown down the sidelines back in the third. He looks like he's capable to do some great things out there on the O-line coming up in the future year of football. Jacob Tracy, he's in 9th grade. His brother Jared Tracy is in the 11th grade, so he's a junior this year. And here's going to be a carry. Looks like that was another quarterback keeper from Daniel Ulmer. And that's not the first time we've seen him do that tonight. He's held the ball to himself quite a few times with some fake handoffs. Sometimes that's what you need, a good quarterback who's not afraid to keep his hands on the ball and maybe rush it every once in a while. Ball now at the 28. Riverdale and Mariner territory. And with the new quarter, they switch directions from right to left. Here's your handoff. He breaks off a tackle running down the middle. He's going to have quite a heck of a gain here. He's been fighting off defensemen left and right, but he'll have quite a few yards of gain on the play. Number 23, Derek Edwards, stepping up on that play. He's a sophomore with the Raiders in your 2014-15 school year. And that was just a heck of a performance there on that play. Right on the line of scrimmage, had the defenseman on his back, able to shake him off and just pull out a few extra yards there. Now at the 22. What's a nice amenity, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, is we actually have the sideline numbers down the field, unlike last Friday night. It's a little difficult to call the game. Here's a pass down the middle, and that's going to go incomplete. A diving wide receiver, and the defenseman right on his back there, and it goes incomplete. From my view, that looked like it was Daniel Malivert, the intended receiver. That will make it third down for the Raiders offense. Right now, the Raiders offensive line looking towards the sidelines, looking for their next play here from your coaching staff of the Raiders football squad. And we're ready for it. Ulmer in shotgun formation, as he had for a majority of plays tonight. Man in motion from right to left. Fake handoff. He's going to run it again. And he's going to get a great gain on the play. Trying to push forward, and he's going to take a hard hit as he gets across the 10. Raiders now reaching the red zone. Trying to extend a 7-point lead here, but 9 minutes, 17 seconds frozen on the clock here for your fourth quarter. Well, anyways, yeah, we had the yard lines going down the field in last Friday night's game, but we did not have the numbers to go along with it, so it led to some confusion at times, but hey, we have them down here tonight, and it's all good. Ulmer's ready for the next one as he rolls out the left. Will he keep it again? Looks like he will. Stop just short of the goal line. How great would it have been if he could just get a few more extra yards there for a good 6 points on the board, but he's going to run head-on to a defenseman. Sun is now completely down here at Carl Angle Field, and your lights are on, as they have been for quite a while now, actually, but either way, it's a great night here from Fort Myers, Florida. Raiders trying to take advantage of this great situation. It's Ulmer rushing it again, and he's going to be stopped. He just cannot find his way into the end zone. It's 7-0. Raiders still in the lead here to your fourth. Offensive line ready to roll out here. I mean, when you're this close to the goal line, they're right around the 1 right now. I would go for a simple handoff, but let's see a shotgun formation. Is it another rush from Ulmer again? It looks like a fake handoff. He's going to be dragged back for a few. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, he's been getting quite a few opportunities. And it's going to be fourth down. So Raiders had a great opportunity, got across the 10, got across the 5, but they cannot just put it down here. And it's now fourth down. I do not see Dante Quintella coming out right now, so it looks like they will have the offense back out there onto the field. That's going to be the situation. They're going to try to go all or nothing for the 6 points. It is a nice wide situation in a way. Here's the pass. Far side, and it's caught for the touchdown, Raiders. How about that? At first, I wasn't too sure if the pass was a little too far off or not. But boy, that receiver, he just managed to get his arms out there, come up with the grab around the 5, and just bring it yard. And I believe that might have been Jacob Tracy. I may be incorrect. I'll try to get an update. Here's your snap down to 10. Kick is up, and the extra point is good. So Quintella does it again with another extra point. And it's 14-0, 6 minutes, 42 seconds left. And Riverdale coming out to the defense again. They've been having a great night. Managed to keep Mariner off the board. That's a big feature here tonight. You're probably sick of hearing it from me, but they've held in just well. Offense doing their job, defense doing theirs. Not a whole lot to complain about for this Raiders team in tonight's contest versus the Mariner Tritons. Tritons already in their offensive line huddle, and they're ready to go from their own 20. There are no kickoffs here in the spring football game. And that is, from what I know, just a safety hazard thing, with this being an exhibition contest. Handoff down the middle. He's going to be brought back a few for a loss. On the play. So yeah, Riverdale playing tight on the defensive line. Not allowing a man to get past the line of scrimmage here. Ball now on the 19. That may have been a loss of 1 on the play, as it is now second down for the Mariner offense. Fans still sticking around on their side of the field anyhow. We have a visitor section and a home section here, like many other high school football fields. But yeah, it's packed over there. You have quite a few good fans. Nice turnout on their end. Nice turnout for the Raiders section, of course. Man's going to come up with a catch, and he's going to get a nice long gain. Stopped at the 40. And a big gain by that wide receiver there. And that's going to be number 88. Chris Ramsey is going to come up with that catch, number 88, on the Mariner offensive line, and that's going to do them some good things as they now take the ball at the 40 in Raiders territory. So both teams are going to head back to their sidelines, and we'll have a water break here with 5 minutes, 47 seconds left in regulation, and it's 14-0. Riverdale in the lead. As the players have a quick water break here on the sidelines. What a successful night it's been here at Riverdale High School for this spring football game. It's our last and our second one after last Friday night. But either way, these guys on the Riverdale football squad, they had quite a few weeks to warm up with that spring football training schedule they'll be going through in the summer, and they had a nice pair of games to practice with tonight here. From a great audience at that. Feels like a regular season football atmosphere, but this is exhibition. You do have to recall I formation. Running back behind him, he'll receive the handoff, and he's going to be brought down by a Raider lineman. And David Cummings is going to come up with that tackle on the Raider D-line. Ball still on the 40 anyhow, as Mariners still trying to strike for the first time in tonight's contest. It is now 8:54, almost into our second hour of football in tonight's contest. Same formation as the last. At the 45, down the sidelines. That's going to go incomplete right off the fingertips of Isaiah Derritt for the Tritons. He was wide open, had his defenseman beaten there, but pass was just a little too far stretched out, and it proves costly. A big opportunity there for the Tritons, but that'll bring them all the way back to the 40. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play broadcast of tonight's game. I will be back for the regular season, so if there's ever a time where you cannot come out to our regular season football contest here at Carl Engel Field, I'll be doing all the home games, so don't hesitate to tune me in. Going to be a very fun and enjoyable season. Down the middle into a big traffic of players, and that's going to go incomplete. Looks like he did find a tender receiver out in front of him. Didn't get to see who it was, but it was just too forcefully thrown by your quarterback. Marching band just wrapping up another nice beat here. I formation. Again for Mariner. Steps back at the 45, looking to pass down the sidelines. That's going to be picked off. Daniel Malivert going to come up with the nice snag at around the 20-yard line. I'll have to see where the placement of the ball is. But way to just leap over that wide receiver. Get his hands on that ball. This will be a good opportunity now with the Raiders getting back out on the offense to extend this 14-point advantage here. And it's just nothing but smiles here in your Raider fan section. They have these fans, they came out to tonight's game at around 7, some even earlier than that, and they've just been having a great time here tonight. They're still sticking around to support their Riverdale Raiders. Very supportive school we have here in Fort Myers, and a handoff coming up with a gain of only a few as he comes up at around the 25 with a handoff rush. So it's a gain of almost 7. And second down for the Raider offense. Handoff from shotgun formation as we have now reached under 4 minutes to play here. And this great competition between the Raiders and the Mariner Tritons. It's going to be quite a while ever since these two teams meet again. They're not in the same division. They will not be playing against each other in the upcoming years. So who knows when the last time these two will meet, but either way, no matter who they play, it's going to be a great upcoming season we have. And Coach Jones, you can bet he's looking for some great improvement. He's trying to make this team better each and every year, and he does a great job at it as well in his second season. Attended receiver in this next play. Daniel Malivert, that wide receiver, making his way out there down the middle, but pass was just too far out. And now you're going to have the official crew gathering together here. I'm not too sure what's going on right now. As far as I know, there were no flags down on the play, so the last play was incomplete, but yes, okay, now they're going to wave a flag, and yep, it will be waved off. So at first I did not see the flag hit the ground, but eventually it's nothing, so we're going to go back to how it used to be. Ball at the 25, and there is no flag on the play once more. Shotgun again for Daniel Ulmer. Handoff down the middle, and he will be stopped with a short gain on the play at the line of scrimmage. Ulmer, he's been playing for a majority of the game tonight. Played a little bit of the first and came back for your third and fourth quarter of play, so he's been holding in pretty well with the Raider offense. Ball still on the 25, and it is third down for your Raiders. 3rd and long. It looks like on that last play, there was a short loss of maybe 1. Man in motion from right to left, out in front of your formation at the 15, off to the far left side. Found a man open. Stopped at the 35, and that's going to be Jacob Tracy. Coming up with a nice snag out in front of the Raider benches. And that clock is going to be stopped at 2 minutes and a half as this game starts raveling down. Raiders just need to focus on getting that time off the clock. And now there's going to be a stoppage as both teams head to the benches. And we may be having a timeout here from one of these teams. But either way, both teams will head back. And we're going to take a deep breath here. And one more break. Probably going to be your final one of tonight's game. And we'll come back with more Raider football right after this. We are back at Riverdale here, 2:32 left, 14-point advantage for the Raiders as they're currently shutting out Mariner. And we recently found out what that last stoppage of play was all about. They were ruling the spot of the ball as it was placed on the 35-yard line. Teams are going to take the time to head to their benches, so it was not a timeout, but they were. Okay, so it was. Okay. A little bit of confusement there. They were ruling to spot the ball, though. I can tell you that. And now an offsides call will be brought down on Mariner. It will be an encroachment, the official ruling. Now down to the 41. .217 as the clock starts rolling down again. 35 down the middle, finds that man open across the 50. Just Jaquez Dickerson coming up with the reception. We've seen a little bit of action from him previously in tonight's game. Raiders trying to extend the 14 points that they have on the clock right now. Your next play, another shotgun, handoff to the left side. He's going to get the big gain on the play, and it's number 28. Flag goes down on the play, and he's still shaking off the fenceman. Are you kidding me? I don't know where he was ruled out of bounds around the 10, but you've got to be kidding me. A flag did hit the ground very early in the play, but he knocked off one man. Before you know it, he knocked off 2 men. What a carry. That might put him in the red zone, but of course it all depends on what this next call is going to be about. And it looks like it's going to be, well, I'm so shocked about that carry. That has to be your play of the night there. We don't have a play of the night, but in my honest opinion, that was quite something. They're going to waive off your penalty. So there's no flag on the play. That was the second time officials done that. And I can assure you this time around, Mariner did call a timeout. So they will call another one within a short amount of time, and they'll head back to the benches. And the Raiders will take an opportunity to do so as well with 1:48 left. And another quick break we will take on the Raiders Football Broadcast Network. Football is going to roll on here. 1:48 left in regulation as we start heading to the conclusion of tonight's game. Ulmer in the back. Sets up at around the 20 to the end zone, and it is caught! Right out of the hands of the defenseman, right into the hands of Daniel Malivert. There are all kinds of top 10-like plays that Riverdale has been bringing in, and that was one of them from Malvert. Oh my, wow. Ulmer, back around the 15-yard line, fired to the far left side. Defenseman tried to tip it wide, or at least tried to pick it off. He was right in front of Malvert at the time. Couldn't get his hands on it. It's deflected up and into the loving arms of Daniel Malvert. The extra point coming from Dante Quintella. He's seen some action as the kicker in tonight's game. It's up, and it spirals in between the uprights. It is good. 1:42 now left, but there is now a 21-point advantage for your Raiders. And now some more officials discussing that play. There may have been a penalty. So they're going to come around again. We're all just trying to get into tune of tonight's game. Players just warming up in tonight's game. They've been off for a few months when it comes to playing the game of football during off season, but they're back. They're getting back into things here when it comes to football. And there is going to be a penalty here, and it will go against Mariner anyhow. It's going to be a roughing the kicker call. So the extra point is going to stand, and as a punishment, Mariner will take the ball back at their own 10 instead of their usual 20. So we're all just getting back into the swing of things, not just the players. I'm getting back into the swing of things as well. I never was, though. First night once again up here, and we thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for supporting Riverdale Raiders football in tonight's game. Handoff down the middle. Brought down short of the 15. Time continues to roll down. Now less than 90 seconds, and Riverdale with that 21-point advantage. And what is Mariner going to do here? They're down by 21 points. I'm sure they're just going to try to continue driving it down the field. Now less than a minute to go in your fourth. What a game it has been. I formation. And your handoff, it was a fake, it's a fumble! And who has it?
And Riverdale believes they've covered it.
Riverdale, they're jumping. They think they've covered it. But did they? It looks like they did. So it's another turnover for the Raiders. Things have been going their way here in the fourth. 43.8 remaining. 21-point advantage. Less than a minute left. They've got the ball. Time to run out that clock. We're going to have a quick line change out there for the Riverdale offense. And out they come, ball on to 21. And the Raiders have in their own zone. That's the best part. Things are entirely in their control. You have one player, number 55, Jacob Frazee. He was racing off towards the sidelines there, and we'll have another brief stoppage here, and it looks like Mariner is going to get a few players of their own out there. And there will be another timeout call from the looks of it. And another stoppage. It's been a very slow final 2 minutes of play. That's just how it is in the game of football, it seems like. The final minutes are always the longest. As the two teams are now starting to use their final timeouts, and what a great debut broadcast it was here tonight.
You've done a good job, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. As we resume action. Snap and your handoff. Number 41, he's going to find there for your gain of a few yards.
Zach Sanders on the carry.
Zach Sanders coming up with that carry on the Raiders offense. Let's roll down that clock. Now 22 seconds left. And it's going to continue rolling down. What will Riverdale do from here? Your snap, it's botched. It hits the field. Running off to the left side. He's going to be brought down, the quarterback. 5 seconds now remain. Let's tick it down. Your Riverdale Raiders will complete the spring football game, shutting out the Mariner Tritons. It's 21-0, your final score. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game here on the Riverdale Football Broadcast Network. Thank you for tuning in. Looking to be a great season. Thank you. Just talking to a few people in the press box here, but pardon me on that. Anyways, great game it is. And I'm sure, just like me, it's got many of you excited for the 2015 regular season schedule. Starts on August 21st at Cypress Lake. Our home opener for the 2015 year, September 4th versus Palmetto Ridge. That's going to be your next game at Carl Angle. So it's going to be quite a while away, but hey, for these football players, they're going to be doing conditioning workouts all throughout spring and summer, and I'm sure it's going to be here before you know it, right before we get to the new school year, and 2015 through 16, we're going to have the football season right off the bat, so it's going to be pretty fun. But thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in September when your Raiders return to Carl Angle Field here at Riverdale High School. This is Nick Rush. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you soon. Once again, your final score at 21-0. The Raiders defeat the Mariner Tritons. Good night, everyone.